Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Curiosity Corner Live. My name is Joy, and today we're going to be talking even more about science and football. Now, before we get started, just as a reminder, the Great Lakes Science Center is currently closed to the public because we are lucky enough to be part of the NFL draft this year. But we're still going to be bringing you science content through May 14th, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. right here at Curiosity Corner Live. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and check us out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, we would also like to extend a special thank you to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, for sharing some of their resources and curriculum with us so we can make these science videos and bring them to you. And if you're interested in finding out more about what the Pro Football Hall of Fame is up to, you can check out their website at www.profootballhof.com. Now, I don't know about you, but I really love football. And today we're going to be talking about football mascots because one of my absolute favorite things about the NFL draft is that it's one of the only events all season when every single NFL team comes together for one big event. And if you've been downtown in the events leading up to the draft, or if you're planning on coming down for the draft itself, you'll see banners representing every team and those giant helmets representing every team. And every single team has its own logo and mascot. Now, some mascots are named after people, and some teams are named after either groups or something specific to that area. But a lot of NFL teams use animals as their mascots. And when you look at those NFL mascots, we can be like scientists and use our powers of observation to classify them or sort them into groups. Now, scientists tend to observe what they can about different things, whether it's chemical elements or rocks or, animals, and sort them into groups based on what they know and what they can observe. So I've taken some NFL mascots and I put them on the wall behind me and sorted them out into two groups. So see if you can figure out why I sorted them this way. So on one side, I have a cardinal, a raven, an eagle, a falcon, and an osprey or a seahawk. And on the other side, I have a bear, a horse, which could be a bronco or a colt, a ram, a Bengal tiger, a lion, a panther, a jaguar, and a dolphin. Any guesses why I sorted them like that? So I did that because this group over here are birds that have wings, and this group over here don't. So that's just one simple way that we can classify these NFL mascots, whether they have wings or don't have wings. But the cool thing about classification is if we change whatever group or category that we want to sort under, the groupings themselves will change. So let's do another one together. Say I want to classify these animals based on what they eat. So there's carnivores that only eat meat. They usually have really, really sharp teeth, or herbivores that only eat plants. So their teeth are usually a little bit flatter because they just need to grind down those plants or grasses or seeds or whatever they eat. And then there's omnivores that eat both plants and meat. So let's see. If this is my carnivore group, I can keep my tiger, my lion, my panther, my jaguar, and my dolphin. But to that, I need to add my falcon and my seahawk right there, and my eagle. But I have to get my horse and my ram out of there because they are herbivores. They only eat plants and seeds, no meat. And then I have my bear, my raven, and my cardinal in my omnivore group. That means that they eat both plants and meat. So just by changing the category, my groupings look kind of different now, right? Well, for one, there's a third one. But our different animals are grouped together differently. We can change those groupings even more if we sort by if these animals are most active at night or during the day. So all I need to do is take these off, move my dolphin and my falcon over here, put my bear over there, and we have two different groups. We have our tiger, lion, panther, jaguar, and bear that are most active during nighttime, probably because it's a whole lot easier to hunt at night when what you're hunting can't see you coming. Or these other animals over here that are most active during the day. So you have your cardinal, your raven, your eagle, your dolphin, falcon, seahawk, ram, and horse. Now that's not to say that these guys aren't active at night and these guys aren't active during the day. That just means that this is when some scientists have seen the most activity out of them. So again, we change our category one more time and our groupings change. And that's how classification works. Every single grouping is going to be a little bit different depending on what we're sorting for. So another way we can sort our animals and our mascots is by where they live. So I can make a whole big group over here and put everyone on one side, except for my dolphin, because dolphins live in water and all these animals live on land. Now, all these animals have their own habitats, and a habitat is where an animal gets everything it needs, whether it's food, water, shelter, air, whatever they need, that's all in their habitat. And the habitats are part of something called a biome. And a biome is a bigger environment that contains plants, animals, everything that they need to survive, plus soil, temperature, rainfall, all those other factors. So dolphins live in an aquatic biome, specifically a marine biome. And a marine biome is just any sort of biome near saltwater, oceans, that type of thing. But that's not the only type of aquatic biome. There's also a freshwater biome, which is water, just not saltwater. So ponds, lakes, rivers, that kind of thing. Now, seahawks and eagles may live on land, but they need to live near these aquatic biomes because they're from coastal areas. They eat fish and they live near water. So they need what is found in these freshwater and marine biomes. But there's also many different types of land biomes. For example, there's the tundra. And the tundra is usually really, really cold. The soil's not great because it's usually frozen. And some animals that live in the tundra that are represented by NFL teams are our rams. Now, our rams are really interesting because not only can they live in the tundra, but they can live in the desert. Now, tundras and deserts are actually pretty similar. There's not a ton of rainfall. Again, soil's not the best. The biggest difference between tundra and desert is temperature. Like I said, tundras are usually pretty cold. Deserts are usually pretty warm. So we have tundra and desert, but there's also a type of biome called the grassland. And grasslands are usually bigger spaces where animals can move and roam. The soil's usually pretty good, so that's how all that grass is able to grow. And up in the grasslands, you often see your horses, your lions, sometimes even some tigers. We'll see. It depends on where you are in the world. Now, if you notice, I'm still moving pieces around, but I still have a whole bunch of animals that I haven't sorted yet. And that's okay because now we're at the forest. And the forest is this big category, and there's lots of different types of forests. For example, there are rainforests. And rainforests are called that because there's a lot of rain in the rainforest. The soil itself isn't usually the best because there's so much rain, it washes away any nutrients. But in your rainforest, you can find some jaguars, you can find some panthers, again, sometimes tigers. Depends where you are. But there's also two other types of forests. There's deciduous forests and coniferous forests. And those are determined by the types of trees that are in those forests. So coniferous forests have like the pointy ones that are like kind of tall. This is a tree. And then deciduous forests are what makes up a lot of our area here in Northeast Ohio. There's like the fluffier trees. They have 4 seasons, average about 50 degrees. Generally what you think of when you might typically think of a forest. and some bears and cardinals live in forest areas. Now, what's cool is rams can also live in forests. Fun fact. But if you notice, I didn't sort the ravens and the falcons anywhere. And that's because they're unique and that they can live just about anywhere. So the cool thing about a lot of these animals is they don't always necessarily live in these biomes that I sorted them into. I just went by where they're most commonly found. But again, I changed the classification one more time and look at all these different groupings that I was able to create. So, and that is very, very interesting. And all of this classification brings me to your challenge for today, which is to create your own NFL mascot and see if you can classify it and sort it in with all of these other ones. So maybe your team has an animal mascot that you love. That's okay. See how you can sort it. Or you can create something entirely new. Make sure you figure out where it lives, what it eats, what it looks like, and then draw us a picture. Share it with us. Tag us on social media. Use our hashtag StayCuriousCLE. We cannot wait to see what NFL mascots you can create. So when you're finished creating, make sure you clean up your workspace, put all of your materials away, and wash your hands. And then come back right here to Curiosity Corner Live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 o'clock for another video celebrating the science of football. Now, get creating, have fun, and until next time, stay curious.